Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on when you're watching this episode. Welcome back to The View. This is the show that we produce for you all to get your feedback, answer your questions, and provide information to you on important information that's happening here at All of You. Today, I am joined by our special guests. We have Kim Wright, our Chief Nursing Officer, and Dr. Waterman, our CMO. So welcome, guys, and they'll be helping me out. Whether you're on vacation right now, sipping your coffee on the beach, and you're watching the show. Thanks for tuning in. We start with our announcements. And Kim's so I hear it's World Breastfeeding
Yes,
Week.
we actually kicked off our World Breastfeeding Week from August 1st through the 7th. And so this week we're celebrating and we're highlighting the importance of breastfeeding for the health of our babies and mothers while promoting education, supporting breastfeeding, friendly environments for our staff as well. So to celebrate here at All of You, two of our lactation consultants, they'll be hosting or did host a nursing skills fair table from July 29th to the 31st to support our nursing staff with breastfeeding related skills. And on August 1st, they presented a 3-hour class for clinic staff to share these key updates in preparation for All of You's baby-friendly recertification survey that is pending for 2026. So we have also led DHS-wide biannual 2-week training sessions in our conference center, and we have an upcoming session which is scheduled for August the 11th and 12th. And since January 2024, we have hosted monthly maternity tours in our cafeteria dining room. And so we have offered education materials and labor and delivery tours to our expected mothers, both in L&D, NICU, and the postpartum. And so at each tour, we're actually seeing 10 to 14 mothers who have actually showed up, and we're really excited about building our labor and delivery unit.
Yeah, and big thanks to our labor and delivery team, our NICU team, our postpartum team, and PEDS team for doing all the great work. We are a baby-friendly designated hospital, which we have to meet a minimum standard for encouraging breastfeeding to our newborn babies.
Yes.
And so thank you for all the efforts. And there's actually going to be a trivia question about it, so stay tuned. We also want to talk about the budget crisis that we're facing. There's been a lot of discussions. You've probably been reading on the news the major cuts to Medicaid that the federal government have made and how that's going to affect the state, the county, and specifically all of you. And so health services is facing a significant budget shortfall due to the operational costs, the cost of pharmaceuticals, the cost of equipment, the cost of maintaining the building. All those costs are increasing. And coupled with the major federal funding cuts, we're facing a huge shortfall. And we're doing a lot of steps to kind of mitigate this gap in the costs to the budget. So, for example, you've all heard we have a hiring freeze in effect now, which impacts all the facilities within health services. But here at All of You, we do have a hiring freeze. And this is as a result of the federal bill that has been passed, and which is $280 million in cuts for fiscal year 25-26, which increases to $750 million annually over the next 3 years. These funding reductions are directly affecting our ability to serve our low-income populations. And it's definitely going to have an impact to the services that we provide, physician services, nursing services, and the services that that our community has relied on for years and years from our medical center. But we've taken steps to reduce these expenses. Dr. Waterman, like for example, we've been limiting hiring of positions. I know in your areas you've been looking very closely at the hiring that you're doing and the services that you provide. You want to tell us a little bit about some of the things you're looking at as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously it's a difficult fiscal environment for us right now. And in that environment, we have to focus on what provides the most value for our patients. It's all about our patients. And so to assess that, we have to look at how many services we're rendering versus how much those services are costing us. And so we are increasingly looking at the productivity of our units, the productivity of our providers, the productivity of our staff, to ensure that all of these investments are money well spent, that the taxpayer and the patient are all getting a return on the money we're spending, which means that it's imperative that we are doing as much work as we can to benefit our community. And so we look carefully, how many visits do we have? How many surgeries do we have? How many procedures do we have in every service line? Because we know that cuts are likely across the system to be somewhat inevitable. And so when we have to decide where we pare down and where we consolidate, how much value we're providing to the patient is going to be our guiding light. And so that is currently what we're assessing, and those services that are sparsely used, that are very expensive, that aren't providing that level of value, those are the ones obviously that we would look to target first when we have to make reductions, which we obviously never want to make. But in this environment, it is going to be somewhat inevitable given the reductions that we've seen from federal spending.
Yeah, and I know, Kim, one of the largest departments is nursing in terms of workforce members here at the hospital. And so you want to tell us a little bit about what nursing is doing, for example, registry and overtime costs?
So one of the things that we're doing is trying to reduce our registry use as much as possible. But as Edgar said before, the gap is so large that it's going to be extremely challenging to be able to close these within the next coming years. And as Ben have already said, the service reductions, we have to look at how we're doing, what we're doing, and when we're doing it to ensure that we're doing everything fiscally possible to make sure that we are maintaining services here at Olive View. And one of the other things that we're doing with the hiring freeze, we're making sure that all hiring is actually approved from the executive leadership, as well as our system executive management. There's a whole process that we have to follow, and we have to be so careful and really ensure that the staff who we're bringing on board is truly a need to maintain our services across the system. And Ben have already said these are incredibly difficult times for everyone across the system, but we're committed to all of you all to take this approach across all of you with transparency, with empathy, and so much so that we're here. We want to hear what you have to say, and we also want to make sure that your questions are answered.
Yeah, and from an operations perspective, we have a lot of projects going on, but we're taking we're looking at those projects and prioritizing what is it that we actually need to maintain critical services, to maintain critical operations, and to maintain safety for our patients and our staff. So we're taking this broad look and really focusing and prioritizing what it means to provide those core services for our community and our patients. And again, we recognize that these are incredibly difficult times, not only for the facility, but maybe you at home as well. But we're committed to remaining transparent, right? We want to make sure that you have the information that we have. We will be providing regular updates through leadership communications, through the View, through different channels, through your supervisors, that information. And coming up, we invite you all. If you have questions of us, or if you have questions of the system leadership, Dr. Galley will be joining our town hall. This is an upcoming town hall called One Voice, where Dr. Galley and the leadership team will be taking your questions, your comments, your ideas. This is happening on Friday, August 15th from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Stay tuned for the location. It could either be in the auditorium or the conference room, but it will be in one of those places live. Or you can join in through Teams. We will be broadcasting these Teams through Teams. So if you're not on campus, you can join in, and you can even ask questions there. You can even ask questions if you want to be part of the conversation ahead of time. There will be a link that you can click where you can submit the questions, and then we'll address those live on that. So, Dr. Christina Galley is also committed to remaining transparent and providing these updates. That's why she asked to do this with you all, where she'll be talking about the budget crisis, what Medicaid cuts mean, and even the recent immigration actions. So bring your questions. And again, we thank you for all the work that you do. I know it starts with you all, and it's really you guys are the heart of all of you. And anything that we can do to support you, please let us know. Thanks. And with all this stress, with the budget crisis and all we're doing, we need something to relax. And what do you recommend, Dr. Waterman?
Well, we can actually turn to science to answer this question. There have been a number of studies that have actually found that mindfulness meditation and yoga actually reduce burnout, improve wellness. They're in peer-reviewed journal articles. You guys can look them up if you're interested. And in that vein, we're going to be hosting, the All of You Workforce Wellbeing Council is going to be hosting chair meditation and yoga in partnership with the DMH Peer Resource Center, and that's going to be on Thursday, August 21st. I hope to see you all there. It really is a great way to sort of de-stress, to focus on what really matters, and to just take a moment out of your day to meditate. So it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I know you all are very strong. You guys are resilient, but we sometimes need to take a break, and meditation and yoga sounds like a good opportunity to do that. All right, on to the trivia question. So last week we asked, which department at all of you specializes in caring for patients with substance use disorders and co-occurring that's a tongue twister, co-occurring conditions? And the answer was given by Stephen Rogers, and he is a nurse in the emergency room, and that is the Bridge Clinic.
Yes.
The Bridge Clinic, did you guys see, they were featured nationally, in, I think in Boston, on their local news, and which is an awesome program that we have here. So congratulations, Stephen, for that. And would you like to tell the audience what the new trivia question for this week is?
Yes, so our new trivia question is, which organization launched the Baby Friendly Hospital Initiative to support breastfeeding? Submit your answers.
So it's a world organization, that's a hint, that initiated this for all. And we, like I said, we're a baby-friendly designated hospital, so we abide by those quality initiatives.
Yes.
All right, on to shout-outs. We have on-the-spot recognition from a patient to Aram Badalin, a nursing attendant 4D, for being efficient and friendly. We also have a shout-out from Catherine Reyes.
Yeah, for Aram Mamakonian, apologies if that was not pronounced correctly, a radiology x-ray tech. Kudos to Aram in radiology for his quick response and dedication to patient care. Our techs do a phenomenal job, so thank you.
And our ER staff.
Yes, so Catherine is on a roll with her shout outs today. We appreciate you for Christine Nunez and Dr. Savarol for the urgent evaluation of one of our radiology team members in the ER. We're truly grateful for the dedicated and compassionate care that both of you all provided.
Wow, our family taking
Yes.
care of our family. And also from Lucero Lopez Flores for Victor from the Sodexo. I would like to recognize Victor from Sodexo Housekeeping. He is courteous, respectful, and does his job very well. Thank you, Victor. I really appreciate the courtesy and the respect.
Yes.
That's such an awesome virtue. Thank you so much. And we have an above and beyond recipient for the month of July. Again, these are folks that were submitted, and the Wellbeing Committee voted blindly based on the story, and they have to meet certain key criteria: making a positive impact on patient experience, delivering consistently high quality service, and exemplifying all of you's core values, and also demonstrating a willingness to go above and beyond their regular job duties. And this month, it is Tanga Thompson, the RN from the ICU step down, which truly embodies these qualities of going above and beyond support. I know Tanga. I've met her.
Tanga's our manager.
Yeah.
We're so excited that Tanga's been honored to be the recipient for the month of July.
So congratulations, Tanga, for being the month of July's above and beyond recipient. All right. And we recently visited the Hub, Dr. Waterman, in our executive rounds. You want to tell us a little bit about the Hub?
Yeah, it's an amazing place. It's a multidisciplinary team of dedicated caring professionals from the Department of Health Services, Mental Health, Public Health, Children and Family Services, serving children and their families involved in the child welfare system. It's a patient-centered medical home. They foster kinship, transition age youth living in the San Fernando and Santa Clarita valleys. We also provide specialized evaluations for child physical and sexual abuse and neglect, screening for fetal alcohol syndrome spectrum disorders, mental health screenings and linkages, and referrals to community services and resources. It is a very special place that provides services to the most vulnerable patients in our entire system, and it's really something that I think all of you should know about and be very proud of the contributions that we make every day to these children.
Yeah, a special group of folks that work in the hub, and it's a great and important work that they do. So thank you very much for your dedication to our patients and the work that you all do. And they have great suggestions that,
Yes.
for example, creating or moving space to make it a little bit more patient-centric or more patient-friendly. So great suggestions, and we're happy to work with you on making those realized. All right. I'm incredibly happy this last week because we have tons of feedback that was submitted. So let's get started. The food cart near Olive View Drive and Kennedy Road is creating a traffic hazard. Sometimes cars stop and maybe sometimes block the turning lanes. Can the vendor be relocated? That's a good suggestion. We can let her know that I think it's the fruit cart, which I've patronized before, and so it's pretty good fruit. Very good fruit. So yeah, I mean, if we could probably move it, maybe suggest, I don't know if we can bring her on campus, maybe, so she can set up somewhere that's not in the way of cars. But yeah, thanks for that suggestion. We will follow up on that. The water fountain in the cafeteria has been out of service were you guys here when the fountain actually worked? No? Have you seen it work?
I don't recall. It was so long ago, it's hard to remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I do see that there is a water fountain and it's been out of
Yes.
service. I actually have a few ideas for that. And so maybe we can remove it, or maybe we can change the use. So stay tuned, and maybe we can, I'll talk to our team and see if that's something that we want to do. All right, can the all of you signed near the flagpoles be cleaned and repainted? Yes, there's tons of signs that need to be refreshed, repainted, removed. There's tons of that but again, we're prioritizing, right? We got to be good stewards of our finances and use, and we're prioritizing safety, labeling safety signage before we do this. But yes, that is on the list, and we'll get to that soon. It is kind of an eyesore as you drive in and you're looking at that. That's not a representation of the work that we provide here, the quality services that we provide here. So we will get to that. But I have an update on the yellow grass. A lot of folks were like, why is there grass yellow? And pipe burst, and so we got that fixed right away. And now you're seeing it's turning from yellow to green. So we fixed that. So little by little we're moving forward. Given the current budget constraints, could we optimize staffing by redistributing existing workloads? For example, offer voluntary weekend shifts with 2-day weekdays off, or encourage overtime within departments in the ED and urgent care instead of hiring. So what do you guys think about that?
Would you like to take it first?
I mean, we're in the process of doing that right now.
Yes.
So we're already looking at all of our shifts, how we can minimize unnecessary overtime. Obviously, some overtime is necessary, so I don't want to say all overtime is bad. But we're looking at everything we can do to use existing staff, minimize use of registry, minimize use of contractors, because obviously those are all additional costs that we have to bear. And yeah, so it's a great suggestion, and it's something that I think we need to continue to build towards as we strive to become as efficient as possible.
Yeah. And we have already started to move staff around to meet the needs in all of our areas to make sure that all services continue. So please, if you're a nursing staff, please check with your chain of command, your area leadership, to see what opportunities may be in other areas.
All right, on to the next one. Could each patient room have a TV to improve the patient experience? Absolutely. I mean, if we can do that, absolutely. I'd love to have a TV for each patient, and have our own channel there, where we have our own Olive View channel, providing information to our patients. But I think we have, for example, we just got upgraded DirecTV, right? So we have a better signal, better channels, but that'll be next on our list. How can we get a TV to improve the patient experience? We will absolutely do that. All right. Lot G has poor pavement and faded lines leading to inefficient parking. Can this be addressed? Yes, and if you tune into previous episodes, we do talk about our parking lots a lot, and they do need some refreshing, resurfacing, repainting. And so we have a plan going through each lot, again, starting with our patient lots and then moving on to our employee lots to ensure that they're safe, that the lines are not faded, that they're bright. But for example, outside of the lobby on the second floor, we're refreshing that paint right now. And so we will get to Lot G, but thanks for the suggestion. Vehicles often speed through campus roads. Can speed limits be better enforced for pedestrian safety? Do we speed through? Have you seen anyone speed through? There's some, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Quite honestly, those speed bumps are annoying, but I know they're necessary.
Yes.
They're necessary, and the reason. If you tell us exactly where you've seen it or where we maybe can benefit from adding some more speed bumps, absolutely. But let's all be good stewards and drive safely on our campus. Like this morning, I took the golf cart here to our studio, and I was like, "Is he gonna stop? Is that person?" And sure enough, halfway past the car, halfway through, I know it wasn't one of our employees because I checked. So maybe it was a visitor or a patient, but let's all abide by these traffic signs and the speed limits, please. Our safety is at risk. All right, can we expand vendor options at the farmers market? Do you guys go to the farmers market?
Yeah,
Yeah?
every Friday.
What do you like?
I actually like Country's juice. Yes.
All right. Well, they want ceviche. They want iced coffee. There is iced coffee.
There is iced
There's
coffee.
ice,
That we
yeah.
have.
And Korean barbecue. There is barbecue there. I don't know if it's specifically Korean, but there's a lot of Asian
Cuisine.
vendors. And in fact, there's this one vendor that sells Filipino food, which is awesome. Their lumpia is great. Their pancit is great. They also have pork and chicken adobo. And the reason I know that because I go there almost every other Friday. But the suggestion for ceviche, have you tried ceviche?
I have.
Yeah, do you like it?
I do like it. But I would say one thing about this, because I was talking to some of the vendors at the last Friday's farmers market, and I asked them how their business was. And almost universally, they were saying they don't get as much traffic at all of you as they do at some of the other farmers markets that they attend. And so we have had a lot of vendors who have come but are no longer there because we don't have the same foot traffic. And so what I would really encourage everybody to do to attract additional vendors, ultimately this is a market dynamic. They don't have to come. They come because there's a good opportunity for them to sell their food, their wares. So please come to the farmers market, support the farmers market. The best way for us to get additional vendors at the farmers market is for everybody to come purchase food and other wares at that farmers market, and that will really be a great way for us to encourage more participation.
Absolutely, great point. I've been meaning to try the dim sum that they were selling, and then I was a bit sad to see that they didn't come back, and it's probably because they were not selling as much as they do. So please, if you want to see ceviche, have you tried ceviche?
I have.
Yeah, ceviche is awesome. I am a ceviche connoisseur. I've tried every type of ceviche there is: Peruvian ceviche,
Yes.
Mexican ceviche, Salvadorian ceviche. It's all great. I even had ceviche with hot Cheetos in it, which is an interesting
Wow.
Oh,
combination.
you see what he
but,
loves.
I do love to.
It sounds like maybe you could set up a ceviche shop.
Maybe I should sell ceviche, right? That's a
at
good
our
idea.
farmers market.
But yes, please come out and support our vendors. If you want to increase the number of vendors, we need you to buy from them, and so they can be motivated to come back. Our visitor parking, second floor, and sidewalks appear dirty. Can these be cleaned regularly? Yes, they actually are. We power wash the campus, specifically around the hospital and the medical center, and then to the other areas. And we will get to that soon. So
Yes.
we do power wash regularly. The current medication waste policies create unnecessary administrative burden. Can these be streamlined to match practices in hospitals? Yeah, you know a little bit about this?
I do, especially about propofol. It's been raised before, and I've had extensive discussions. Especially applies, I think, to anesthesiology, at least from what I understand. We have been in conversation with our chief of anesthesia, Dr. Emily Methencool, to discuss varying practices at different hospitals. UCLA has one set of practices. Other county hospitals have different sets of practices. Obviously, we are a rotation site for UCLA residents. And so that makes this complicated. But there are ongoing discussions to see what, if anything, can be done and whether or not it would be appropriate to do something. Ultimately, we defer a lot to our leadership in those specific areas in terms of what would be best to do moving forward.
This affects nursing too, right?
Absolutely, and I think this is a great topic to actually take back to our P&T committee as well as our Med Safety committee as well. So I would definitely ensure that it is placed on the P&T and Med Safety agenda.
All right. And so we reached the end of our feedback, and I think we're at a close then. So how are you feeling, Dr. Waterman?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling refreshed.
How about you, Kim?
Look, it's a great day.
It's a great day. We're here. There's challenging times ahead.
Yes.
But I've been here for almost a year now, and I can definitely say that all of you is resilient. All of you rises to the challenges. All of you is practices with empathy, practices with caring, and we will get through this together. And so I ask that you remain resilient and remain strong, and we are here together. Any suggestions, please let us know your thoughts. Send us your comments, your suggestions. A lot of these suggestions were great. This input really helps us improve. It ensures that we're meeting your needs, our patient needs, our community's needs. I want to especially thank Kim for her leadership through this, and I know that we're going to need your leadership even more through these challenging times. Dr. Waterman, you've been a great ally. You've been a great advocate for our patients and our community, and so we want to continue to do this. We're here in support of you all. We're here in support of all of you and our patients and community.
Yes.
So keep on listening, keep on tuning into The View. This is where we will provide, not only highlight your voice, but also provide you with more information. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on our Instagram page. Follow us on our YouTube. And please be safe. Please help each other. Be kind, respectful, and courteous. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.